So you're a developer, and you've probably used GitHub Copilot for a quick autocomplete here and there. But you know what? That's kind of like using a Ferrari just to get the mail. Today, we're going way beyond the basics. This is your roadmap to actually mastering Copilot, turning it from just another tool into a seriously powerful AI partner. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to completely change how you think about Copilot with something called the agent paradigm. Then, we'll dive into what it can actually do, launch our very first AI mission, and see how to weave it into your daily work. And to top it all off, we'll get into customizing your AI partner and wrap up with a final mastery checklist. All right, let's jump right in. Section 1, Beyond Autocomplete. The big idea here is to stop thinking of Copilot as just one thing. Instead, I want you to start seeing it as your own personal fleet of AIs. Seriously, this mental shift is the key that unlocks everything else. So, this AI fleet concept, what is it really? Well, we're not just talking about getting snippets of code anymore. We are talking about deploying autonomous agents that can understand a goal, map out a plan, make changes all across your project, and even check to make sure their work, well, works. It's a huge leap from just predicting the next line of code. So, how do you manage a whole fleet of AIs? Right here. This is your command center. The sessions view in the chat panel lets you launch and keep an eye on multiple agents all at the same time. I mean, you could have one agent refactoring a tricky component while another is busy debugging a failing test, all running in parallel. You're the commander here. And this fleet isn't stuck at your desk. You've got incredible flexibility. You can run these agents locally on your machine, have them work in the background, or even hand off a big job to a more powerful agent in the cloud. You can even pick different models to power them, like Claude from Anthropic or Codex from OpenAI, depending on what you need to get done. Okay, moving on to Section 2, Copilot's core capabilities. Now that we get the what, this whole agent paradigm, let's explore the how. What can this AI fleet actually do for you on a day-to-day basis? This really gives you a sense of its range. We are talking about the entire development lifecycle here. From scaffolding brand new features and squashing bugs, to refactoring old code and even helping you collaborate with your team through pull requests, it's the whole shebang. Let's break that down a bit. For development, you can literally just describe a feature in plain English, and an agent will build out the project structure, write the logic, and even set up the tests. And for debugging? Oh, just point an agent at a failing test, it'll trace the error, figure out a fix, apply it, and then run the test again to make sure it's solid. It is an absolute game changer. But it doesn't stop there. For those bigger maintenance jobs, you can ask an agent to plan and carry out a really complex refactor or even a framework migration. And for teamwork, you can just delegate a task to a cloud agent. It'll create a new branch, write all the code, and then open a pull request for your team to review. It's like having an incredibly sharp junior developer on call 24/7. Okay, so that's the power. Now for the practice. Section 3, your first AI mission. Let's get our hands dirty and walk through exactly how you can deploy your very first agent, step by step. First things first, you gotta turn it on. It's just 2 simple steps. Find that little Copilot icon down in your VS Code's status bar and click Setup Copilot. From there, just sign in and follow the prompts. That's it. Super easy. And notice how clean this is. There's no complicated installation, no digging through settings. The entry point is right there in your status bar, just waiting for you to get started. Once you're all set up, launching your first agent is totally straightforward. Just open up the chat view, describe what you want to build in a simple prompt, and then just watch it go to work. And here's a pro tip for you. Use the /init command. It helps the agent get a much better sense of your specific project so you get even smarter results. This really shows you how natural the whole interaction is. You're not writing some complex configuration file, you're just having a conversation. You tell the agent your goal in plain English, and it just takes it from there. All right, let's move on to Section 4, Coding in the Flow. Let's look at how you can really bake Copilot into your day-to-day habits and just maximize your productivity. Now, this is the feature most people already know, the inline suggestions. As you type, Copilot suggests everything from a single line to an entire function. But the real magic here is its predictive logic. It's constantly analyzing your context to figure out your next move, which helps keep you in that super productive flow state without missing a beat. Now, this is where things get really powerful. The inline chat workflow is a massive productivity hack. Just hit Command-I, describe what you want to change, that's your action, and Copilot will edit the code right there, in place. The benefit is huge. You can refactor, explain, or fix code without ever having to switch your focus away from the editor. And hey, keep your eyes peeled for these little AI sparkle icons. These are smart actions. They're basically one-click automations for common tasks. Need a commit message? Want to fix a quick error right from the terminal? Just look for the sparkle. It's help right where and when you need it. Okay, on to Section 5, tailoring your AI partner. This is where you go from being just a user to a true power user. It's all about customizing Copilot so it understands your projects, your coding style, and your unique way of working. And you have a whole suite of tools to do this. You can give it custom instructions to enforce coding conventions, teach it new agent skills, or even build brand new custom agents for specific jobs. I mean, just imagine creating a dedicated documentation writer or a security-focused code reviewer that automatically flags potential vulnerabilities. The possibilities here are really, really deep. And that brings us to our final section, Section 6, the Developer's Mastery Checklist. We've covered a ton of ground, so let's boil it all down into a final roadmap to get you on the path to becoming a true Copilot expert. So, this is the crucial takeaway. This checklist right here is your guide to putting everything we've talked about into practice. It covers understanding how these agents work, getting hands-on, learning the different agent types, and finally customizing the AI for your specific workflow. Follow these steps and you'll be well on your way to mastery. So we'll leave you with this final thought. You now have way more than just an autocomplete tool. You have an entire AI fleet at your command, ready to build, debug, and refactor for you. So the only question left is, what are you going to build next?